Carl and Brendan here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Live, gbhblofficial for short. And you know what it is. You've seen the intro. The headphones are on. It's reaction, but the battle version. Brendan's nomination. We've been on a bit of a roll as of recent. The scores are high, but I can't quite whittle him away because of a couple of, I don't know, I don't want to say bad choices because I like Hello Goodbye song in, but that one's still haunting me to this day. So let's give this one a go. Brendan, what we got?
Yep. So it's I don't really know how to like genre specify this. I got into this around the time I was getting into my melodic death metal, and it came up in the same sort of mix, but it doesn't really fit. So this is 5 Star Grave of the band. I can't even remember an awful lot about them, to be honest with you. I've got about 4 or 5 songs out. I think they're Italian.
It's an old album, right? 2013?
This is this is I mean they've had a more recent album out in 2017, but this song in particular, Terminal Bedroom, has always been one of my favorites and one that comes up regularly when I'm listening to stuff on shuffle. And yeah, just a song that I've always enjoyed. A little bit different, I think, but I also think, I hope, a little safe.
All right, we'll give it a whirl. All right, let's do this. 3, 2, 1, go.
Waiting for the rap to start.
No, we're not waiting for like boom. All right, sci-fi sound effects. Weird. I'm getting like metalcore, but then I'm like groove metal as well. Bit deathcore.
Definitely not like easy to categorize. It's a big mix.
long scream.
That's it. Short and sweet.
Yeah, short and sweet, which is great. It's kind of how you want a track like that to be, because I mean, there's nothing particularly. That's not. It sounds negative, but to begin with, it's not an exciting track. But that's in the sense that I'm not like, oh my god, this is the next big thing. That track to me is that's perfect playlist fodder. All right, cool. We're having some people over. We're gonna have some drinks and all that. What you want to do is you want to put a playlist on of metal music that's nice and banging, groovy, and got a bit of bounce, a bit of pep to it, a bit of like party music and stuff like that kind of thing. But you also want to be, because we are these people. I want to show people the bands I like. I'm not putting on Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. I'm putting on shit like this. Do you know what I mean? And that's it. And you kind of hoping at some point someone's going to go to you, hey man, what's this track? This is banging. You're like, it's 5-Star Grave. Yeah, it's that kind of perfect track for me. It sounds so silly considering how much metal music I've listened to in my entire life and how much I continue to do. And it still always blows me away that heavy ass music like that can be catchy. Because that's what it is. That's a catchy track. That chorus, the second time around, I was expecting it. And straight I'm like, boom, 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 and stuff like that. There's some definitely chunky riffs. I don't know if this was in a track. Maybe you can tell me this. Sometimes there's this like edge on like last parts where it's almost like you just get a slight tinge of fuzz, as if an instrument has been stretched too far, like the mic and stuff like that. And I really liked it. I thought it was really intriguing. It's kind of made me wonder, is that something I'm just hearing because it's a video on YouTube, or is it something I'm hearing on the album?
I think when you listen to the album, what is clear in it is that it's raw, and you do get things like that. And that's what it's not in a bad way at all, because especially when this album came out, this isn't a band like with 20 albums behind them and all that. This is an underground kind of independent band in their own country, trying to apply their trade. Across the album, they definitely have like this kind of they're raw all the way through. Yeah, there are points like absolutely where you can hear maybe a bit of feedback or something like that as well that wasn't meant to. Maybe they didn't plan to be there, but they decided to just leave it in and be like the raw kind of version of it. They also have like, so do I. There's definitely across the whole album, it's not quite an industrial, but there's that little sort of tinge to it. They use the synth kind of stuff quite not heavily, but a lot across each song.
Yep,
that's one of their things.
In that track, I mean, you can pick it out, particularly in the chorus. But here's the thing: it's subtly used. It's there. And you can hear the effects. It doesn't detract, doesn't add. It's there. It's perfectly fine. It does me no harm. It's way not the focus. The focus is the heavy instrument. And what is a very interesting vocal style. Nothing particularly unique about it, except when he went further. And it's like, all right, I'm guttural, screeching, a little bit high on it. But he'd stretched that voice. And it was there at the end, particularly when I noted it, pointed out as well. Like those screams would go on a while. And they're like, oh, okay. Oh, I know. I'm noticing it now. I'm paying attention to you. Yeah, like that kind of thing.
Also, don't you find with his he is obviously shouting, and he's shouting in a death metal style, but he sings shouting.
Yes,
like it's not a rah, 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 like, do you know what I mean? It's going up and down, and
I would call this guy a singer. People said to me like, I'd say this is singing. That's singing. No, I didn't even consider. We have listened to many bands that is just shouting and stuff like that. This guy is singing. It's just in that style. There's no question about it. Never even crossed my mind. That's how solid it was. I wasn't even considering that. I was like, yeah, this guy's the vocalist. He's singing, and it just so happens to be in this brutal style. I mean, it's a great track. I've got no complaints. Of course, it's an easy win for you because it couldn't really do anything. There's nothing wrong with it. It's not exciting, but then that's fine sometimes. Not every track you're going to hear in your life, or every album or EP or artist is going to change the face of fucking rock and metal. Sometimes you just want good rock and metal.
Agreed.
Yeah. Do you? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favor, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?